to be had. And that's the opening bell, round one. A straight right just misses. And that hook misses. Fighters love being in this venue as the audience is right on top of you, and they will be bringing the heat tonight. They are ready to watch this showdown.
You're getting everything tonight, and you know what? When you're in a theater, you know you've got to perform. There's no cutting corners. There's no making up excuses, because you're going to be so transparent or laid out there.
There's a counter shot. Good punch. Back and forth they go. Neither fighter willing to back down.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
And he scores with the counter. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Nice counter shot. Neither fighter willing to slow down. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Diego Corrales that last round. Well, here we go for round two. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Punch right up the middle. When you're fighting a swarmer and you know their goal is to bury their head right in your chest, the uppercut would probably come in handy.
You fight a swarmer, you've got to protect everything. The body with the elbows, the head with the forearm. You've got to try and push them off balance because they will just stay in your face.
Punch, counter punch. They both want the knockout. They figure out the combination to this safe.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Beautiful counter punch. Swing and a miss with that jab. How about that time counter shot? With that jab. Caution being thrown to the wind. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Diego Corrales that lap. There's the bell for round three. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you. And that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
They exchange punches. Good counter punch. You'd like to see more jabs. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Misses with that jab. Nice counter. This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Perfect counter lands. He threw a punch and just got countered. Both men step back for just a moment. Just when you thought we'd see a lull in the action, here we go again. Well done with that counter shot. Those counter punches have to hurt. And he wasn't ready for that counter. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. That last round. Back at it in round 4. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
That counter shot lands. Counter punch caught him clean. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. That hook just can't find the target. The charts action from both of these fighters. A perfect counter shot. Big shots from both of these fighters. Got to be careful though. To be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Beautiful counter shot. It's all offense all the time. Nice counter shot. Catch and shoot. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Corrales that last round. The game plan does not seem to be working. Things are starting to heat up now as we enter the 5th. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Nice counter punch.
One, two, three, four. Come to me.
Well, they're back. Hold it right there. Corrales is stumbling and bumbling. Disaster averted, it seems. We continue on.
Green Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
He's got the advantage halfway through the round.
No doubt at all. You can see who's winning. You can see who's got it in hand. You can see who's comfortable. Or it's a bit of a mousetrap.
Beautiful counter punch. Nice counter. Someone tell these two that they can be defensive for a minute if they want to. to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Missing with that jab. Total domination with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Diego Corrales that last round.
That's his round.
On to the 6th round. Something has got to change after 2 knockdowns in the last round.
2 knockdowns and you're coming back from that? That's near on impossible because your head must be all over the place. Your legs will feel like jelly. What can they tell you in the corner? All they can do is wake you up. They can't even go into game plan.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these 2 boxers, Johnny?
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
Punch, counter punch. Trying to land that jab. Counter shot. We're at the halfway point, and both of these fighters know the round is still up for grabs.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
There's a counter shot. Catch and shoot. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Those counter punches have to hurt. Not a lot of defense here at all. And Lopez is dazed. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Diego Corrales that last round. What would you And there's the bell for round 7. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Endurance is becoming a factor. You can see this fighter having a hard time getting out of the way of the punches, and they're not throwing as many on their own.
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in the fight. They've got to relax.
Beautiful counter punch. To be careful for that receipt. It's all Corrales in some real trouble now. How did they survive that?
Defense is everything because they got...
Oh my goodness, Johnny! Corrales might be ready to go. And Corrales goes down. So they'll make it up, and this fight continues.
What resilience to be down and to be back up again, to get yourself back into fight again, to show your fitness and determination. Maximum respect.
Final 10 seconds here, unless we get some late drama. I think we all know who won this round. Let's talk about Diego Corrales.
What are you doing?
Round 8, and we're off again. His eyes look pretty clear here, Johnny. How do you think he's going to do after being knocked down in the last round?
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes to get your head clear.
Which fighter will say no mas? These two fighters are made for one another. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Well, you know, in this division, you've got to have speed and you've got to have footwork, or you're going to be a cooked goose.
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close round.
Both fighters landing in these exchanges, judge is going to have a tough job.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Nice counter shot. There's a counter shot. I don't think it's going to be a boxing match. This is going to be a fight. Misses with that uppercut. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Pretty lopsided decision there. A